How's everybody doing today? Nick here with Defender Predator Control. I'm out here on the range again. Today we're going to do a little bit of a product review on this Bear Creek Arsenal bolt action upper for an AR-15. Kind of a cool product. Unitop Precision they have made a bolt action upper that will swap directly onto an AR-15. However, it's anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500. So, as cool as it is, I'm just gonna go buy a $1,200 rifle at that point, complete. But Bear Creek Arsenal, they're known for being really affordable. Quality sometimes is hit or miss. I know there's quite a few mixed reviews. But we're gonna do some testing. This is brand new. It's never been shot. I've probably cycled 50 rounds through it, just getting used to running the action on this thing. It's a little different too because the bolt seems to be like the handle's out forward, far forward compared to standard bolt action where it's kind of right here, but this is a little bit out further. And this also has a super short lift on it, so it's a little different. Going to take a little bit of getting used to, and it takes standard AR-15 barrels, standard AR-15 bolts, but in order to make the bolt work, this little knob back here is actually a guide for a spring. So like you can't just push the bolt down from here. You have to actually use a little bit of force to shove it forward. It's not much. It's probably 3 or 4 pounds of pressure to shove it forward. That's again just because of the spring pressure holding the bolt. Or giving the bolt basically something to, a little bit of pressure so that way the cam pin can work. If there was no spring there, it would just be sloppy and it wouldn't want to function. So we're gonna do a little bit of shooting. We'll see how accurate it is. Like I said, it's brand new. I threw some oil in it, but again, being that Bear Creek is kind of hit or miss as far as quality goes, I don't really know what to expect. I've seen some reviews where people are having pretty good luck with heavy ammo for 5.56. That's what this is chambered in. So today I've got a couple different flavors of ammo. Got here, this is Wolf M855, 69 grain. It's just bulk ammo, so bulk ammo is usually not necessarily the most accurate in the world. But we've also got a couple other flavors. We've got some of this PMT X-Tac, which I've seen some videos. So this is 55 grain boat-tailed FMJ. People have been saying it's okay, doesn't have the best grouping. So we'll shoot some of that. I also have another magazine. They went 10 rounds. This is actually American Eagle FMJ. Same thing, 55 grain. We've also got 2 different boxes of 223 ammunition to try. One of them is a 55 grain Federal jacketed soft point. It's the Power Shock. Looking at, according to the box, right around 3250 muzzle velocity with that. And what I'm really interested to try is this stuff here. This is Winchester Match 223. This is again 69 grain hollow point boat tail, but it's a Match King bullet. It's a Sierra bullet. And this is supposed to come out at 3060. So quite a bit slower, but it's a heavier bullet, which explains some of that. But also sometimes the match loads are loaded a little slower, just for stability reasons. So we're gonna put some rounds on paper here. Like I said, I haven't shot the gun at all, haven't sighted the gun in at all. I don't really know what to expect when it comes to accuracy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 3 rounds in a magazine, and we are gonna go out. I've got a target already hung up there at 100 yards. Let's get our rest steadied here. And what I've done is I've actually taken a washer, which I have in my pocket. The washer measures roughly 900 thousandths around the outside, so just under an inch, and then that hole on the inside is about a half an inch. So I traced the outside, I traced the inside, and I painted, I guess, anything that would be washer on the target in black Sharpie. So I've got a black ring with another small little white ring on the inside. So got the Arken LH4. We're on 24 power. And we have got 3 dots out there. And I am going to shoot at the dot in the center, which is actually, it's on a man-sized IPSC size target. We're going to put 1 round down there, and we're going to see what we can do. All right. Okay, so that was approximately 8 MOA to the left, and about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 MOA low. So we're gonna come up 4 minutes. So we're gonna buzzer up to 4 here. And it's gotta go to the right about 8 minutes. So we are gonna dial in 8 minutes. Let's see, that was at 0. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're gonna put another one down there and see what we got. Okay. Right next to the bullseye. We're just gonna put another one down there to verify maybe that was me. It's, again, a little breezy out here today. Alright. That group doesn't look good between those last 2 shots, but we'll give it some grace. A lot of times AR barrels take a little bit to break in, and like I said, I've watched some reviews, and this stuff is hit or miss for most people. It's not, I guess, the most accurate stuff that they're shooting, so we'll try some different stuff, and we'll be back. It's hot out, so I switched from the benches outside to inside of, Jeremy's got a little like shooting shack set up out here. The accuracy on the 69 grade Wolf M855 thus far, granted I've only shot 3 rounds, doesn't look so good. But certain guns like to break in. So we've got 3 more rounds in the mag. And we're gonna shoot 3 more times, and then we'll walk down there and check out the group. I got 2 separate groups going on the same target. If you took the 2 of them together, they look okay, but not as one. Yeah, that's really not good at all. Okay, let's take a walk down range and show you guys the target. All right, so making our way down range. That is the first round that I shot, but we were shooting at this bullseye, so it was low left, and like I said, I come about 8 inches or 8 minutes right, about 5 minutes up, and this was the second shot, and then the third. So then I reloaded and then just shot 3 more times, and I had these two and that one, which was about the size of my fist at 100 yards. So that's not really good. So no adjustments made after that round, and we've got about the size of 3/4 of my hand. So that's not great, but I guess we'll see. Here's Jeremy's setup with the range. He said we're only at the 100-yard target, but he's got the shoot house, and he's got, over there, he's got the roof to shoot off of, on the ground, and he's got a spool to shoot off of. 4 benches over there. I'm in the shoot house now because it's about 450 degrees out here today. But pretty cool little setup, so just gonna, I guess, show off a little. But we're gonna see if we can't try something else here, and see maybe if a different ammunition will help here. So stay tuned. All right, so we're gonna try. This is American Eagle 55 grain full metal jacket, just standard bulk 5.56 ammo. I'm gonna try to do all of the 5.56 ammo that I brought, the different kinds first. And then we'll switch to the 223 stuff. 223 is usually a little bit more accurate because they're, generally speaking, a civilian round. They have hunting purposes and all that, where 5.56, generally speaking, is almost always just full metal jacket or ball. You hear them call it ball. So, as of now, granted, I've only got, 7 rounds through the gun. I'm not terribly impressed with that. I know I could shoot a lot better than that. So we're gonna throw the American Eagle in there, and let's see what kind of groups we can shoot with this. I'm going to switch to the right bullseye on the target. That way we don't get the 2 groups confused. I'll just try to settle this in there. See if we can't make a group here. Okay. It's about a 1/2 inch below the bullseye. That's not bad at all. But let's see where the other 2 want to go. That looks to be about just a touch over 1 inch as it stands right now. That's really not any better. It's about the same, really. Let me just throw one more in it and see if maybe that that last one was a flyer. That could have been me, maybe. Let's really get in here and settle in. That's not good at all. All right, we'll walk down there and I guess take a peek at that so you guys can see that group too. Alrighty, so this is all the stuff we shot in the beginning. That is the 4 rounds that I just shot. So this was the first round, that was the second round, that was the third round. I said, all right, well maybe that one was me, so let's shoot another one. And then it printed one about 3.5 inches low. So not impressed with that, but I guess we'll try something else and see. All right, we're gonna be moving right along here. We're gonna move on to PMC X-Tac. It is 55 grain Full Metal Jacket boat tail. So see how this does. Doesn't even really say a velocity on here, does it? Nope. That's okay, no big deal. But it says 556 M193, so I guess that is its designation. We're gonna switch from the right bullseye that we shot at with the American Eagle, or we're gonna switch to the left bullseye. That is the only one that's pretty much untouched. See what we can do with this stuff here. And it doesn't look that good either. Try one more of those again. We'll shoot 4 instead of 3, just like we did with the other group. Okay. That wasn't terrible. It's arguably the best out of the group. Let me shoot one more actually. We'll shoot a 5-round group. Let's see what kind of group it'll throw. As it stands right now, the first shot is the only one that's a little out there. We'll see. Still not really good, but walk down there and take a peek. All right, so these are the 5 for the PMC X-Tac, which honestly is about the same, maybe a touch better than the American Eagle, but still, I mean, again, it's half my hand or so, 3-4 inches maybe. But we're gonna draw a couple more bullseyes, one down here, one over here, and then we're gonna try the 2 different 55 grain or 2 different 223 loads I've got. So let's see. All right, next up we've got the Federal 55 grain Power Shock. Advertised velocity is 3,240 feet per second. I've shot this in a different gun before and it shot okay. It's soft point, so it's intended for coyotes really. So we got 3 rounds of magazine. We've got 2 fresh bullseyes there on the target. So you find one of them. We are going to shoot at the left bullseye here. And let's see how well the 55 grain Federal PowerShock soft point groups. Alright, that's not terrible. It's looking like it is roughly I'd say probably about 1.5 inches or so, which isn't terrible. Again, I've shot groups where it looks like basically one big oval, so I don't know what to think there. We are going to throw in the this is now Winchester 69 grain 223. This is the Hollow Point Boat Tail Match King, made from Sierra. The bullet is anyways, but it's a Winchester loading. That's what the box looks like, in case anybody wants to know. I have been given the gun about 5 minutes in between each group to shoot, or each group to cool down, so all but I guess except for this one. So we're gonna go and pull on the right bullseye now. And let's see how well this stuff groups. If anything, in theory, this should group the best out of all of it, considering that it's match grade ammunition. So let's see if the old boys over at Winchester put a good box of ammunition together for us. Not gonna spoil it yet. All right. Well, it looks like we've got a pretty clear winner here. So we'll go down range. I'll show you guys the next 2 groups, and then I'll talk about some of the things that I like about this so far and some of the things I don't like about it so far. So let's see what the groups look like. All right, I'm gonna keep the camera over here because I don't want to spoil it yet, but this is the 3 rounds that we shot of the Federal PowerShock. Like I said, this circle is roughly an inch. It's actually a touch under an inch. So these two would probably be right on the outside edge of each of them. So you could call those two an inch, but with the one flyer over here, that's probably more like an inch and a half, maybe even closer to 2 inches. But we shot the 69 grain Sierra Match Kings out of the Winchester loadings. And there is our group. Like I said, I was given 5 minutes or so between all of these and that one for the gun to cool off. I shot those 3 rounds and then immediately shot these 3 rounds. And as you can see, that is well below an inch. So pretty happy with that. Granted, it is match loading, so it's not necessarily the best choice as far as a game animal goes, but I am definitely happy with that. So let's stretch it out a little bit. We can go up to 200, 300, and we'll see how well we can get this gun to shoot. We have got our rounds figured out that we want to shoot. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put, oh, these aren't the right ones. I'm going to put 3 rounds in the magazine here, and we are going to stretch out to 200. And we'll see what kind of groups. Well, I don't know about groups, but because it's just a round steel target out there at 200 yards. I doubt you'll be able to hear the impacts. It is possible that you might be able to, but I wouldn't hold my breath on it. So let's see, where is that target? Right there. That's actually 150. I lied to you. That is 300. It's a blue one. So we've got a little bit of a crosswind blowing from left to right, not much. But let's see if you can hear an impact at 300 yards on about a 4x4 steel plate. I don't know if you can hear that or not. I mean, let's try again. I didn't hear anything myself either, but let's go out to 350, and I'm actually gonna hold. I'm gonna hold about 2 minutes high and see what happens. Yeah, I don't think I doubt you'll be able to hear the impacts, but let's shoot one more. Let's see. That's one thing you don't want to be doing with your match grade ammunition, is throwing it all over the place. Don't mind me. I'm actually going to hold way higher here, because now that I'm thinking about it, military standard is always aim for the head, hit for the chest at 300 meters. So you can get a rough idea based off of this target here. Yep. All right. I'm going to hold, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to hold about 5 minutes high. I don't know if you can hear that. I had the holds wrong. So that's 300. It is approximately 5 MOA. So instead of holding it this time, I'm just going to dial my scope to the number 5 in the back here. And I'm going to go right back at the same target, and I'm going to hold dead on. And we'll see what we can make happen here. The wind is shifting a little bit. The Mirage is actually blowing from right to left now. It was left to right a couple minutes ago, so let's see, dialed into 5 minutes. Gonna hold center mass on that target. It's a, I don't know, probably a 6-inch circle plate out there. Yep. Right in the same spot. It's actually just a touch to the left of center, which might be the wind hold, and it is a 1 minute shift from right to left from center. So I'm gonna hold about right edge, and that should put me right in the center of the target. I'm just gonna use the reticle to my advantage here. Find the 1 minute mark, put the 1 minute mark where it needs to be, and squeeze one off. That looks pretty good. Well, I'm pretty impressed with this Winchester's loading. There's a Winchester loading. It's a 69 grain Sierra Match Kings. Sierra makes good stuff, so that's what I shoot my deer gun. Not Match Kings, I shoot Game Kings, or Pro Hunters in mine. So I'm kind of digging this already. So yeah, we'll take you down to the 300-yard target, and I'll show you guys what we just did on steel down there. All right, so for reference, this is, I think this is a 8-inch or a 10-inch gong. Holds or held right on the center, and this is your difference in about 200 yards. So what's that, roughly 2.5 inches? So about 2.5 inches low, out to 200 yards, and that should be, granted I haven't verified, but I did dial up 1 minute from the group on paper to be, like I said, about 1 inch low. So I should be shooting bullseyes, so that makes sense out there. But I had originally shot at this blue target out here with that, I think it was like a 3-minute hold. That is, I think, 275, I think. I thought it was 250. But either which way you look at it, there isn't a round on that thing because the holds were wrong. And then I switched over to the white target here, which is, 1, easier to see, 2, the actual target that I need to be shooting at for 300 yards. And this is that group that we shot just a couple minutes ago. So when I finally held 5 minutes, holding right around here, obviously you kind of float around because I'm not a robot and I'm not super stable. So these were the first 2 rounds, and then like I said, I had used the 1 minute mark on my scope and held roughly here, and we put an impact pretty damn close to center. So pretty happy with that. That's gonna probably conclude the shooting for today. I'm gonna shoot some more, but I'm not gonna shoot on camera. So let's talk about it a little bit. A lot of people are gonna say there's really no purpose for this thing, and I guess in a way they'd be right. If you live in a state where you can do whatever you really want to do with an AR, then yeah, it's pretty pointless. Unfortunately for us in New York, with all the AR laws that are in effect, it makes it kind of hard to hunt with an AR, with the fixed magazine and all that stuff. My big pet peeve with the ARs, especially for what we're doing, obviously we're coyote hunting, so firearms in the dark, you gotta have a different level of respect for what you're doing. But if you have a pinned magazine or a fixed magazine and you encounter a jam with an AR or any semi-automatic firearm, or any firearm really for that matter, that has a detachable magazine, the first thing you do is you get rid of the magazine. Drop the magazine out, let everything fall out the bottom if there's stuff loose in the chamber or loose up in the receiver. But if your magazine is fixed, you can't do that. And some people say, oh, well, you just open the gun up and you can do it that way. Well, no, because the second an AR starts to come out of battery, the bolt carrier comes up into the buffer tube, and now the gun is stuck closed. So if you get a round that goes in the chamber and the extractor claw doesn't grab it, and you do it in the dark, you're in for a treat. And technically, whatever you do that night, you're going to be breaking the law. If you can't clear the jam out hunting, you're going to be putting a loaded long gun in your truck. So that's not a good idea. I like the AR platform a lot. It's super comfortable for me. That's why I like it. And I also like the modularity of it, how you can customize everything. You can build a gun to be one of one versus buying something that's the same gun everybody else has. So for us in New York, I guess this is kind of a pro for us, being able to actually have an AR platform, but it's not a semi-automatic. So that's cool. I like that a lot. It's kind of neat. But some of the things, let's talk about some of the stuff I don't necessarily care for. One of them being the design of the bolt handle. So the bolt has this little stanchion that you screw onto it that has the bolt handle in it. The one thing I don't like about it is, for some reason, the stanchion is not so short, but it's short. So in this little corner here where the bolt is camming down, the only thing that's actually contacting this surface is the head of these cap screws. Now, why they wouldn't just make that stanchion a little bit longer so it's, machine steel on machine steel, or machine steel on aluminum, I don't know. But instead we've got hardened steel with knurling on it, wearing on aluminum on this corner. So you're not gonna be able to see it. Maybe I'll attach a picture to it, but all the way around the about half of this bolt head, or this cap screw, the head of the cap screw, the knurling's starting to wear off. The receiver's starting to get it, all the coating is wearing off of it. So to me, I don't know why they wouldn't just make that little standoff a little bit taller, so that way it's actually riding on the steel, but I guess I'm not an engineer. One of the other things I'm not a huge fan of, like I said, it's just going to take some getting used to, is that spring pressure I was talking about in the bolt face. So, again, I cannot lower the bolt without actually putting a little bit of pressure forward and then camming it down. Is it a big deal? To me, no. Like I said, it's just going to take some getting used to. Some people might not like it, but to each their own. As far as being a direct replacement for the upper that is currently on your AR, yes, if you have a standard bolt catch. If you have an aftermarket bolt catch, I'm not sure how many of them will work, but I do know that every single bolt catch that I have on any of my ARs, it will not work with. And that's due to the fact that let me cap this off. It's due to the fact that this pocket here is only cut towards the rear. So I have a Maritime bolt catch that it comes up and it's got like a little lever that sticks forward. Well, as soon as you go to put the lower, or the upper on the lower, it will actually open up the bolt catch to make it as if the bolt is caught. And if you do that, it interferes with the bolt. You cannot move the bolt forward. So why they decided to do this cut and not actually just cut it forward more too is beyond me. But again, kind of the same idea is, why didn't they just make this stanchion a little bit taller so that way it cleared and it wasn't actually actively wearing on a cap screw. So, but other than that, I don't have a whole lot of complaints about it. Obviously it's pretty oily. They want you to oil it before you shoot it. Typical of pretty much any firearm out there, you gotta oil them. But I mean, other than those two little, the stanchion here and the spring pressure in the bolt face, and I guess the pocket that they have cut for your bolt catch, I don't really have any complaints about it. You guys have seen it. It did not like any 5.56 ammunition that I have with me today. Who knows, it may like some 77 grain or something like that, but heaviest I had today was 69 grain FMJ. But I'm having a lot of fun with this gun, actually. It's kind of neat, quirky, something different. So I just wanted to do a little review on it. I know I say a little review, it's going to be a little bit long-winded, but I watched a few other reviews on it, and in a couple videos you watch people slap the trigger when they're shooting and they're not getting good groups, and everybody said that the PMCX tack it didn't like. That was arguably one of the better 5.56 groups that we shot today. So I just wanted to see for myself, and maybe help somebody else out there that's potentially maybe looking to buy one of these things. So that's my piece. I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment on the video. We're on Facebook at New York Coyote Hunters. We got the Defender Predator Control on YouTube. That's where this video is going to get posted, and then we're going to share it to our Facebook. So yeah, like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Be more than happy to help. If you guys have questions about the scope or how to read minutes or any of that stuff, Jeremy's a dealer in optics and things of that nature. So if I don't have the information, I can certainly get you the information. So yeah, that's my piece. Hope you guys enjoyed, and take it easy. Have a good one.